Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Crime Watch, where we bring you updates on crime-related issues in Nigeria. This week on the program, Benue State government vows to go on with its planned anti-grazing bill. And in Lagos, the state government dishes out over 50 million to slain officers' wives and families. Police to demolish houses used for kidnapping in Lagos. Welcome. This is Crime Watch. I'm Ivy Kano. Now let's start off in Abuja. The recurring clashes between farmers and herdsmen are a result of the failure of governance at various levels. Well, the Sultan of Sokoto made this remark at a forum on national security. Sifon Essien now completes the story.
Clashes between farmers and herdsmen have left thousands dead and a larger number of displaced persons in Nigeria. Worst hit are states in the north-central region, particularly Benue and Kaduna. The consequences are enormous, and experts say a food crisis looms. This security forum in the capital Abuja seeks to proffer solution to the clashes, since their threats to security are now rated next to the insurgency in the northeast.
The solution to Boko Haram has a lot of military components. This particular one is strong on intelligence and economic resolution, and that is why it requires a new approach. And like this government has promised us that there are going to be ranches all over the country, and a movement of cattle will be curtailed. I think it's about time to start that right away.
The Security Summit is the second in the series, and the Sultan of Sokoto wants it to be the last. He worries that political and traditional leaders are not sincere in their contributions towards solving the problem.
A criminal is a criminal, whoever that person is. If we can put our hands together to fish out criminals amongst us, because we know some of them, but some of us as traditional leaders, we don't have any authority to send them to jail. And that's why it's important for us to work hand in hand with the security agencies to bring peace and stability to our country. So let this be the last summit we're going to talk about the farmers' hardest clashes. We don't support anybody picking up arms to go and kill anybody. That person is a criminal, whoever that person is. Whether it's a Fulani, whether it's a Hausa, whether it's a Yoruba, whether it's Imo. To pick up arms and go and commit criminal activities, you must be labeled as a criminal.
We should ask ourselves this question. Why are people grieved? Why are they frustrated? Why are they going out of the confines of the law to engage in some certain things? Are we all just? Are we fair in our dealings across board as a country? Are we taking sides? Why are the other parties grieved? These are critical issues we should all look at in this country.
Samuel Otom is the governor of Benue, one of the states worst affected by the clashes.
So for us in Benue State today, if you go there, I'm ready to take you around. There are no empty lands for grazing. So when herdsmen come doing open grazing, there is no way, no matter how hard they try to control their cattle. These are animals, they are not human beings. And so they derail to people's farms. And then crisis ensues. And we've been having attacks from both sides, from farmers, from herdsmen. And we have not rested since I came on board.
To make matters worse, the police chief laments that there are serious challenges confronting the police in its bid to live up to its statutory responsibility.
We shall ensure that the rule of law prevails in all our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principles of democratic policy. We shall shun corruption. We shall make Nigeria safer and secure.
But at the end of the day, the problem lingers.
I sincerely think it's about time we told ourselves some truth. And still on that summit, the Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom says there is no going back on his administration's plan on anti-grazing bill. Ortom made this remark while speaking on the sidelines on the National Security Summit. Correspondent Tai Amodu has more.
The National Security Summit, recently organized by the Nigeria Police, was essentially to get all major leaders in the affected areas of the country involved in finding a lasting solution to the incessant clashes between farmers and herdsmen, and bring an end to the loss of lives and razing of homesteads that result from these clashes. The solution to the issue, as suggested by religious and traditional rulers, was for Nigerians to develop a sense of tolerance and understand that the country's greatest strength was its diversity.
If you look at the category of criminality in this country, you will rarely find anybody above 70 years old. They are within the age of 18 and about 45 to 50. Why are they all engaging in all these nefarious activities? How well are we discharging our responsibilities very well?
The Benue State Governor has devised his own solution to the problem, and it is in the form of an anti-grazing bill, which stipulates that all herdsmen that must operate within the borders of the state must ranch their cattle.
We are not sending herdsmen away from our state. We are not sending any Fulani man away from that. And it is being campaign against us. Nobody has said that. The bill is talking about regulating the activities of herdsmen. They are free to breed their cattle in Benue State, but you must do it in a civilized manner.
It has met with resistance by the umbrella body of cattle herdsmen nationwide, the Mieti Allah, but Governor Ortom insists that instead of just raising objections, the umbrella body should come up with solutions to the crisis, if it has any. Governor Ortom does admit that the crisis in Benue State is not restricted to farmer-herdsman clashes, and decries the rampages on the state by a stealth-styled militant Ghana, whom he believes has ties to Boko Haram.
We declared him wanted, and he decided to launch war against us. But he had mass followership. We discovered he was buying motorcycles for most of those youths that were around there and recruiting them into his gang. I think it is just God that helped us. We would have had another Boko Haram episode in Benue State.
He is confident that with recent strategies put in place by the security agencies, the reign of terror the militant and his followers have wrought on Benue State will soon be a thing of the past. He urges all residents of Benue State to readily report suspicious activities, whether related to farmer-herdsman clashes or to the activities of the militant Ghana, in order to help government better protect its people.
Thank you, Tai and Siphon. Well, unidentified gunmen had reportedly raided the Imo State House of Assembly and carted away valuables, documents, and electronics. Our correspondent Saturday Ocha reports that the robbers broke into the office of the lawmakers, where they wreaked havoc on their official documents and personal belongings.
We must have to bring a police post to your doorsteps, put in men, put in materials, but we need a space. They are the ones to be talking to us, telling us about what is happening in the House of Assembly. I know you have security needs as members. Within the limits of our available manpower challenges, we are going to continue to do our best to protect you.
We hope and rely on him that very soon he will bring his boys and will also provide electronic gadgets and any other security gadgets to equip this House of Assembly, so that what has been happening will never happen again. It's really a sad one that in this lovely complex that hoodlums will be wandering around without anybody checkmating them.
Now that's a bit scary, because if the House of Assembly is not well guarded, it tells a lot about the security apparatus in the state. The Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 11, Agbola Oshodi Glover, says officers henceforth will be held responsible for any misuse of their firearms. AIG Glover handed down the warning during his first official visit to the Osun State Police Command in Osogbo, where he was hosted by the Commissioner of Police. He said the force has zero tolerance for misuse of firearms and other acts of indiscipline from policemen. While taxing the policemen on prevention and combating crime and criminality, AIG Oshodi Glover employing them to use physical force as the last resort, while persuasion and other strategies failed to work. He noted that Nigeria police will rank among the best in the world if all rules and regulations are followed by officers and men of the force. The AIG also tasked the policemen to enlist the support and trust of the public while being thorough, tolerant, impartial, truthful, courageous, disciplined, and friendly to the public.
The ability of the police to perform their duties is dependent upon public approval of police existence and actions. That is telling you that the members of the public are very important in conducting our APA as an organization. How have we performed? They are very important, and you cannot look down on them. Without the society, there won't be any need for any police. The police must secure the willing cooperation of the public, involuntary observance of the law, to be able to secure and maintain public respect.
Now, following the invasion of Ajapa in Oshodo local government area of Ondo State, which has turned the community into a ghost town, the state government has appealed to the people to return to their homes. Military personnel had 2 weeks ago attacked the hideout of some sea pirates in the area, which led to the killing of a notorious criminal, O.C. Ibori. TVC News Ayodeji Moradeyo now completes the story.
The invasion of Ajapa, a coastal community in Ondo local government area of Ondo State, by military personnel who attacked hideouts of some criminals, left a sour taste in the mouths of many residents of the area. The raid, which claimed the life of O.C. Ibori, the notorious sea pirate, has turned the community into a ghost town. Ajapa is literally deserted, and there are no signs that the people will return anytime soon to the town, as the invasion left many devastated.
We want the old world to know that our people are incarcerated. We want the whole world to know that our people are falsely imprisoned for an offense they never participated in, for an offense they know nothing about. The allegation is one criminal, OC, was there. Of course, no community supports criminals.
Worried by this trend, the state government visited the town, but the story has not in any way changed. The state deputy governor, Agbola Ajayi, appealed to the people to return home.
Fear of external aggression, which is normal. Where even if we were there, I'm sure you also run for your life. I would have also did the same thing, even when I am not a suspect. I don't have any criminal intent. But the people decided to go into hideout to save their life, but we have appealed to them that they should come out. The military has also appealed to them that they should come out.
The deputy governor, who assured the people of adequate protection of lives and property, said the military action was carried out to reduce crime.
Commend the military. They couldn't have been more civil than what they did here. It wasn't bad as it was a coordinated clean-up exercise. They targeted the militant hideout, which the government will not condone.
With the assurance from the government, it is hoped that the people will heed the call and return home to resume their normal socio-economic activities.
And also in Lagos, calm has returned to troubled Iyana area of the state after days of violence that claimed one life. These are pieces of evidence that the violence was a serious one. The perpetrators left behind vandalized shops, wounded victims, and others. Witnesses say the fight, which claimed one life, started after a musician performed in the area.
There is a musician came around to play and he settled the boys. So maybe the two faction, they are trying to share money and there was a misunderstanding among them.
Somebody was killed yesterday, then discovered dead body in this place yesterday.
Here the day for yesterday, there's a one carnival they do here occasionally. They say the ballet give them money. And they belong their money to share. It's where they have a problem for each other, and the fight started. They do video yesterday, and yesterday they come out again. It's not a small fighting. Even the ballet come here, they are begging them before all those mopo come out.
Make them call the two ballet. Make them call them children. Make them settle this matter.
Counting his losses, one of the owners of the vandalized shops says his shop could have been secure.
We have police around here, but they are doing nothing. They don't secure our shop. If they secure our shop will not damage.
John has machete cuts all over his body. He said he was attacked on his way by the hoodlums.
I go work as they come back. As motor drop me, so the rush come hold me. Come start to use cutlass to cut my body, and they still collect my handset on that day.
For the royal fathers of the troubled areas, they vowed to ensure such does not happen again.
Yeah, they should calm down. There is no issue. We are going to make sure everything is okay, everything is in order. And by now, you can see there is no much any other, but they should calm. We are going to make sure everything is in order.
Try, police on try.
The police came to our rescue and arrested some of them. We don't fight here, and the people are outsiders who came to destroy our community.
The police have stationed officers and armored vehicles at the scene, even as the state police boss assures of public safety.
We tried all what we could to stop the violence that the people in the area had engaged in. At the end of the day, which was getting to like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., we've been able to make arrest of about 8 suspects.
One can only hope that this relative calm is sustained in the coming days. Now to some cheering news. The Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode presented checks totaling 55 million naira to the families of security officers who lost their lives in the Ishawo area of Ikorodu after an ambush by militants. Correspondent Adedoja Salam Adeniyi has more.
These are families of officers who paid the supreme price, saving Lagos from criminals at the Ishawo area of the state. Members of the families of 4 police officers that died during the operation got 10 million naira each, while an officer who sustained injury during the attack and still recuperating in the hospital, Sergeant Alexandra Ugadu, got 5 million naira.
On behalf of His Excellency, we present this. We know this cannot buy your father's life, but we pray this in appreciation.
A check for 10 million naira was presented to the family of a military officer, Captain A. Mohammed, who lost his life during the Ishawo attack.
The next officer is Sergeant Ido Ekoro.
The gallant officers were killed after successfully rescuing kidnapped victims kept in the riverine area by the militants. This donation was in line with Governor Akinwumi Ambode's pledge to review insurance benefits to security operatives in the state.
Members of the family, we really appreciate you. We commiserate with you, and we hope your children will be better than many of us.
Responding on behalf of beneficiaries, the State Commissioner of Police, Fatai Owosheni, commended Governor Ambode and the state government for the donations, which he described as a morale booster.
With this commitment, some of us would take it back to say that, after all, the state is worth dying for. And what I mean is that it's not for us to go and expose ourselves and make ourselves vulnerable, but that in whatever operation, in preventing crimes, that we'll be more committed now to ensuring that everything they do will guarantee their safety.
The police officers whose families benefited from the death insurance scheme of the state government are late Inspector Godwin Iruagbalayi, Inspector Francis Pemi, Sergeant Mahmoud Adembo, and Sergeant Ido Ekoro.
I wanted to do great things for my father, but he died serving this country. What can I say? I want to appreciate the governor for this. At least this will take us far a bit.
Earlier, Secretary to the State Government, Tunji Bello, on behalf of Governor Akinwumi Ambode and the Lagos State Security Trust Fund, presented 20 brand new operational vehicles with modern communication gadgets to the Rapid Response Squad, RRS, the combat-ready unit of the State Police Command.
And to the benefit of the people of Lagos State.
And moving on, the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Fatai Owosheni, says henceforth the command, in line with the Lagos State law, will confiscate or demolish any building used for kidnapping. He stated this while addressing his men. He said the command on Friday, the 12th of May, raided a kidnappers' den located on number 19 Ateyo Street, Igondo, Lagos, which is believed to be the operations base of a big-time kidnapper.
On the 12th of May, one Mr. Donatus Duru that was kidnapped in February by a notorious gang believed to be led by one Evans, was able to escape from the kidnappers' den and approach the anti-kidnapping team of the command, where he supplied useful information. Working on that information, the police operatives in the command were led to a bungalow of 2 flats at number 19 Ataye Street, Igando, Newtown. And when the house was broken into, unfortunately, the human beings that no human being was found there. However, a thorough search of that house had led to the recovery of the following items: 4 AK-47 rifles, 2 automatic pistols, with each of the pistols having 4 magazines, and each of the magazines loaded with 15 rounds of ammunition. And another 1,272 rounds of live ammunition and 59 AK-47 magazines, 1 police bulletproof vest, a Toyota Ayaz bus, and a motorcycle. We will ensure that we work with the Office of the Attorney General of the state to make sure that the law take its course with regards to that property. We are also seizing the opportunity to enjoin the good people of Lagos to do a whistleblowing on this notorious kidnapper called Evans.
Meanwhile, the police have promised a reward for any information from the public that may lead to the arrest of the leader of the gang, Evans, and others. Evans was said to have kidnapped one Duru and demanded €1 million, that's about 500 million naira, but finally agreed to 150 million naira. And still in Lagos, the executives of the Ladipo market have called on the state government and all security agencies in the state to come to their aid before the market experiences total breakdown. Addressing journalists in Lagos, their lawyer, Barrister Onyekachi Ubani, and president of the Auto Dealers Association, said the release of one Monday Lawrence, accused of the murder of Anene Otazi on February the 18th, 2016, portends trouble in the market.
Monday Lawrence was arrested and then investigated, and then he was arraigned on a charge of murder and grievous harm. Now he has been granted bail and is using that freedom now to frustrate his trial. He has also been intimidating the witnesses that were supposed to be in court to give evidence against him. And so we are trying to alert the Lagos State government to actually ensure that the Ministry of Justice carry out this trial process diligently and ensure that if he's innocent, he goes home. If he's guilty, then he must in any way go to prison in order to serve as a deterrent to those who may likely take laws into their hands.
Is only employed as a contract staff of the local government that oversees the cemetery. There's a cemetery in Ladipo, the Maturi Cemetery. That is the only job he have. Now, he doesn't even have, he's not a member of the association. So he doesn't owe any shop. But what we are trying to say here is that right now, this guy has been causing a lot of trouble in the market. I'm just trying to refrain most of my members not to take laws into their hand.
And with that, we've come to the end of this week's edition of Crime Watch. Remember to join us next week for another interesting edition of the program. You can reach us on Crime Watch at tvcnews.tv. I'm Ivy Kanu. Do have a crime-free week.